Good day. Today we are going to focus on the bank reconciliation. We'll be doing the June 2022 paper 2 holding. We are going to only do question 1, which is the section of the bank reconciliation. So let's go into it. State whether the following statement are true or false. Write only true or false next to the question number in the answer book. Calls are charged in respect of EFT do not form part of the bank charges. So we know that that is not true, that is false. So it's false, right? A credit balance on the bank statement reflects a positive balance. What about this one? So you need to remember that the bank statement, it is prepared by the bank, and the bank is holding our money. So when the bank is looking at us as a business, they look at us as their liability because they are owing us our money since they are holding it for us. So if they are looking at us as a liability, it means that the bank statement, a credit balance, it's a positive balance because the liability, they increase on the credit side. So this is going to be the true. Right? Interest debited on the bank statement will be recorded in the cash receipt journal. That is not true because on the debit side, the bank statement is decreasing and as it is a liability. So meaning that on the debit side, what is on the debit side of the bank statement, it must be on the CPG. So this is not true. This is false. And then 1.1.2. Explain to Mabuto, the owner of Buto's Traders, why it is important that he prepares the bank reconciliation statement at the end of each month. So the reason it is important to prepare the bank reconciliation at the end of each month so that your business can detect, so that the business can identify or detect any corruption or dishonesty immediately since they are doing the bank reconciliation each month. So they can identify any corruption or dishonesty immediately. What could be another reason? To compare the business records with the bank's records to identify errors and omissions. And then the next one, we could also say that to identify any outstanding deposits and checks. meaning that you are going to identify any outstanding deposits or checks, meaning that you identify the deposits and checks that are not appearing in the bank statement. Then the next one, what does the abbreviation EFT stand for? It stands for electronical funds transfer. Electronical funds transfer. And then list 4 advantages of internet banking. The first one, it saves time. Right? That is the first one. So you don't have to go and stand in the queues. The transactions are made quickly. That is another reason. So there are many. There are many of them. You don't have to stand in queues with cash. It saves time. The transactions are made easily. You don't have to go around with cash. Meaning that the crime where the business is robbed, it's not easy since they are just doing the transfers, since they are making the transaction electronically. So the business in that way, it is protected from the armed robbers. It is protected. And then 1.2.4, Jane, the bookkeeper, has been assigned the duty of processing and controlling all the EFTs. Now, provide two reasons why the internal auditor should be concerned about this. The first one, there is no division of duties here, which is not good for a business. Because obviously, this bookkeeper is going to make a mistake. Number two, the EFT should be the processing of the EFTs and controlling them. They should be made by a senior staff member, someone who's a senior. Okay, so this is going to lead to this bookkeeper being abused because now he is going to work overtime. So there are many things that you can say in here. So now let's go to the numbers. Let's go to the numbers. Let's go to the numbers. The information below relates to withdrawals triggers for the year ended 31 March 2022. So we are doing for March. Calculate the correct totals for both the CRJ and the CVJ. Details are not required, meaning that we are only showing the numbers. The also saying must prepare the bank account and also the bank reconciliation statement. Now let's go and see them. Information A. The cash channels had the following totals for the bank column on 31 March 2022 before the bank reconciliation was completed. So they give us the totals. So they are already recorded here. And let's go back. B. Extract from the bank reconciliation statement on 28 February 2022. So they gave us the previous month bank reconciliation. Now, in the previous month bank reconciliation, What is the first thing that you should take? The first thing that you should take from a previous month bank reconciliation, it is the bank account balance. Because the bank account balance of the previous month bank reconciliation, it is going to be the opening balance of the current month bank account. So they are saying favorable balance as the bank account, meaning that it's a positive balance since it is favorable. So it's going to be on a debit side of the bank account because it's a positive balance, a favorable balance. 299,600. So let's go to the bank account. So we're doing for March. So it's going to be the 1st of March 2022. Is the opening balance. So the opening balance brought down 299,600. Now, after that, now we need to check outstanding deposit. Now we need to check the outstanding deposit and the outstanding EFTs. Because the balance as per bank statement, the one for the previous month, we don't record it anywhere. We just leave it like that. The balance as the bank statement of the previous month. We do not record it anywhere. Now we need to focus on the outstanding deposits and the outstanding EFTs of the previous month bank reconciliation because they must appear in the current month bank reconciliation. Now, if they don't appear, it means that they must be recorded again in the bank reconciliation for the current month up until they appear in the bank statement. Now, let's go to information C. Additional information relating to the bank reconciliation on 28 February 2022. This one, the previous month. They are saying the outstanding deposit of 84,700 appeared on March 2022 bank statement. So now they are saying this outstanding deposit, it is now appearing. So now it means that it is now good. And then EFT 415 6,000 appeared again on the March bank statement. So it is now good. EFT number 416 appeared on March 2022 bank statement with the correct amount of 62,500. So they are saying that EFT number 416, this one, you can see that in the bank reconciliation, it is 28,500. They are saying that the one that appeared in the bank statement, it is the correct one, the one of 62,500. They are saying the amount recorded in the journal for February was incorrect, meaning that we still need to go and correct the journal. Now let's check the difference between the two. 62,500 minus 28,500, that is going to be 34,000. So because this was an EFT, it means that the business here was making a payment. And the CPG obviously because it's a payment. Now, it means that here the CPG it increased by a small amount because it was supposed to increase by 62,500, but it increased by 28,500. So it means that we still need to go and increase the CPG. So let's go and increase it, the CPG. So 34,000. Right? So then, to the CPG. Then our information D. Entries in the questionnaires for March 2022 that do not appear on the bank statement. Now, if the items are not appearing, if the items are appearing in the questionnaires, but not in the bank statement, they must be recorded in the bank reconciliation statement. Now, the first one, EFT number 480 for 25,000. This was for the textbook and a laptop for the owner's son. So it is not appearing in the bank statement. So this means that this is an outstanding EFT because it is not appearing in the bank statement. Remember, the outstanding EFT, it is the EFT that is not appearing in the bank statement. So let's go and record it. So we're going to record it where? In the bank reconciliation statement. Outstanding EFT 480. So which is 25,000. So the outstanding EFT, they must be debited in the bank reconciliation statement. And then EFT number 418 for 18,000 for the repairs to the business vehicle. Also, they're not appearing in the bank statement. So it's an EFT, it's an outstanding EFT of 18,000. So 481, 18,000. And then a cash deposit for the week ended in 31 March 2022 of 124,500. Now we have a deposit that is not appearing in the bank statement. So that deposit that is not appearing in the bank statement, it must record the outstanding deposit. So which is going to be on the credit side of the bank reconciliation. So the outstanding deposits, they must be on the credit side of the bank reconciliation. Let's continue. Entries that appear on March 2022 bank statement from Ali Bank that do not appear in the questionnaires. So they're saying that these entries do not appear in the questionnaires for March 2022. So they showed us. Then they said, note, debit order. So this debit order, 34,000, was for the business monthly insurance premium. So the debit order for the business, it's for the insurance, it's a payment actually. So it must be recorded where? In the CPG, this 34,000. So let's go to the CPG and record it. So it's 34,000. And then I'm saying debit order 388 appeared on the business bank statement on 18 March 2022. The business does not have an insurance policy with the insurers. So they're saying the business does not have an insurance policy with this insurance. The bank agreed that the error will be corrected on the next bank statement. Now, there was an error here. So a money was taken from the bank here. So it means that it's like we made a payment, but then this was an error because actually we don't have any insurance with that insurance. So it means that because the bank statement it is prepared, in the bank's views. It means that when this 34,000 it was being paid to the insurers, it means it was on a debit side since the liabilities they decrease on the debit side because the bank statement decreases on the debit side. It means that this error it must be corrected where on the credit side. So what we are going to do is we're going to go to the bank reconciliation so that we can show the bank that where are they supposed to correct the error, which side. They must correct the error on the credit side, the bank error. So of how much? The bank error. This is 34,000. Let's go back. Then let's say deposit from Delta Bank was for the fixed deposit of 90,000 that has matured. So where is Delta Bank? It's here. So this is a 96,750. You can see that it is not subtracted. So it means that the business here is receiving the money. So you're saying that this was for a fixed deposit, 90,000, meaning there's another amount included here. It is going to be the interest. So it's 96,750 minus 90,000. We want to find the interest. That is going to be 6,760. So the business received these deposits. So let's go and record them because we're receiving. So we must record them in the CRG. We are receiving the money that we had invested before. So it's 90,000 and 6,750. Right? Now, so we've recorded this. We've also recorded this and this. Remember, they said that these did not appear in the questionnaires. So we have an EFT to this municipality and it is being separated, meaning that here the business was making a payment. So it must be recorded in the CPG, 52,000. Remember, they said we must not write the details. And then EFT from a tenant, you can see it is not subtracted, meaning that the business here was receiving the money from a tenant, the CRG, 28,000. Right? And then we now have the service fees. So the service fees, that is the bank charges. So it must be reported in the CPG, 1,750. And then we also have the interest. You can see that it is not subtracted, meaning that it's an interest that the business here is receiving. So we must record this in the CRG, 400. Now let's check. So now we can see that we no longer have anything else that we still need to report. So now we must totalize. So adding all of this is going to give you 602,550. And then this one, that is going to give you 535,250. So which must go to your bank account. So this is 31 March 2022. So the receipt they must be on the debit side, total receipts, CRG, 602,550. So this is the total pay minus CPJ, so which is 535,250. Now we can see that it is clear that the debit side is big, so we must equate both sides with the bigger side. So the bigger side is the debit side, which is 902,150. 902,150. So now we have to check the difference. The difference here is going to be 366,900. So this is going to be the balance carried down, which is going to be transferred to the opposite side at the beginning of the following month, which is April 2022, as the opening balance. Balance brought down 366,900. So this balance, it must go to the bank reconciliation statement. So because it is debited, it must go to the debit side. So balance as per bank account. So it must be debited since it has a debit balance. So of how much? 366,900. And then we must also have the balance as per bank statement. So the balance as per bank statement, let's go and check it. So you can see the balance as per bank statement. This is the bank statement. It is given here. So it is 249,400. So let's go and record it. You can see it is given and it is credited. So we must credit it. 249,400. So when we are adding the debit side, it is going to be 409,900. Then the credit 407,900. So you can see that it is not balancing. The difference here is 2,000. But checking all of this, you can see that there is no error here. So it means that the error was made in the paper. Thank you.